we had just eaten breakfast, and you know me, I got a little baby bird stomach, so immediately I'm like, God damn, I kind of have to poop. And
I'm gonna shit in the porn floor.
so I go down. I'm like on floor 2 again. Floor 3 is too scary. There was like 2 people there, but I didn't want to like interact. I go up to one of the clerks and I'm like, "Is there a bathroom?" And
he's like, there's a bathroom.
For some reason, it didn't click in my mind that maybe that's not the place I should ask for a bathroom after like walking around the porn aisle. And he's just like, no. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh. You got allergies?
I don't know. I've never known if I'm actually allergic to anything. I've had like blood tests done.
What the fuck?
Like to determine it, and every time they're just like
Inconclusive.
they're like mold, and I'm like, isn't everybody allergic to mold?
Yeah, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, I'm allergic to like bullets and knives.
Yeah.
And,
You're allergic to nuclear radiation.
Yeah, like, and asbestos, cancer.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
That's so. Hey, everyone. Cut off in the middle of the island. I
was just like, okay, all right. I like that. It's just like it's like when you hard edit out of something, but you just did it.
A hard
IRL.
cut in real life.
Love that.
God, that's so. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 95 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast.
The year we were born.
1995. Brian just celebrated his 28th birthday.
Fuck, I did.
Like last
Dude,
week.
I forgot how old I was.
Really?
I would like tell like months ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'm like 28, and Megan's like, no, you're 27, and I was like
28.
Yeah, and they're just like,
I think like after 26 you stop.
It just nothing matters.
Yeah, you're like I'm
like
close to 30.
Yeah, there's nothing to look forward to.
Yeah,
I turned 28. Megan made me a cheesecake, and I was like, sick. That was all I wanted.
That's a highlight, honestly, of your 20s almost, maybe your late 20s.
Dude, I can't see a higher peak than what I experienced while eating that cake on Monday.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right
there.
That
was it.
We got burritos from. I'm so sorry. Let me look this place up.
Just because it's hilarious.
Norm's Hamburger,
which is definitely the place that you go to get a burrito.
Yeah.
Definitely, you always want your Mexican food prepared by a dude named Norm.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. I mean, like, listen, what I said to Brian before we ordered these, I was like, these are either going to be... The website was literally a JPEG of a burger. You couldn't scroll up or down, and there was a button in the middle that said order.
And I had to tap that button 3 times for it to get me to the menu.
Yeah.
And then the menu was then multiple single buttons that you could just scroll past and read the menu, or it would take you to a new section, but that section was only like 4 or 5 items.
No photos.
Like, yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. And then we
price.
read that the burritos were, before we get into this, like $7.50 to at max like $7.95. Yeah. So we were like, okay, they can't be stellar.
No. But they might be stellar.
But they might be.
There's that chance.
And we're very much banking on that chance right now.
The yellow paper is a good sign, I will say. Like this like shitty, not branded, like whatever the fuck paper this is, that's a good sign.
Yep. Whenever you go to a place named Norm's Hamburgers, this is what you're looking for. Yes. You're looking for a presentation like this.
Yeah.
You're looking for that slight crinkle and that sweet too thin parchment paper.
Too thin.
Like they genuinely could have just like warmed it up in this parchment paper and then just like wrote what your fucking order was on it. But you know what? It's got some heft.
Yeah, it does.
Like it's not huge. It's not like forearm size.
Oh, that's what I like though. The like grease poking
dude,
through.
I just kind of wiped that on my arm, so I'm gonna break out later today, I'm assuming. But that's like the thing. It's like when
face size,
you get it like coalescing down in there, and you get that nice discoloration of the yellow. That's like, it's a good size. Like, listen, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like,
$8, bro,
and I'm like
easy.
Stoked about a breakfast burrito, and I go to a place, this is the size of a breakfast burrito I want.
That's what I'm
saying. Like 8, 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
$8.
$8, 8 in the morning. That's what I'm talking about.
My credit card bill will not even sweat it.
Not even a little bit.
But let's go ahead and dive in. What'd you get, Nick? Before you start crinkling this,
bacon and sausage.
Standard.
Yeah.
I got ham and bacon.
That's the thing. They didn't have crazy shit. It wasn't like, oh, it was just bacon.
Which
and
again,
ham.
we talked about this multiple times on this, but it's always like there's something about the simplicity of a place that just makes me very like calm and like happy about consuming it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we order from a place like this that has a shitty like website that was built in like 1997, and then like they implement a little bit of like JavaScript because they had a kid one day, and they just like keep making the same thing ever since. And then you open it up, and you just get, and it's even...
And it's wrapped in its own little thing.
It's got a little diaper.
Bro, that's cute as hell.
Oh, shit, dude, that's perfect. This is what I want.
That's what I want.
Because every time I get a burrito that's just, like, wrapped in tinfoil, if you unwrap it, you unwrap the burrito.
Yeah.
Because they wrap it into the tinfoil.
Yeah.
Where this, it's like...
That is cute,
You wrap
bro.
it in one to keep it warm.
Yeah.
And then you have a little hand protector. That's what you want.
And I can see, like, the cheese on the inside. Like, this tortilla already has good consistency.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm kind of stoked.
Me too.
All right, let's see what this green sauce is about.
I'm assuming it's just standard salsa verde, which is the best salsa.
That's a fact.
I like people really like salsa roja because it's a little spicier. But I don't. I want this. This
more
always
flavorful,
feels
bro.
fresher.
Yeah.
It has a lot more flavor.
Yeah.
Because there's way less fucking capsaicin just chilling in those goddamn seeds. But before we get in there, buddy.
Raw bite, no
Yeah, we
No
got
salsa
we
yet.
have to have the control. You know what I mean? All right.
Here it is.
So here we go.
Cheers. Bro. Solid.
Yeah.
Easy
Again.
7.
Yeah. I would say like we'll see what it's like with the salsa. But
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna chill it at like a 6, 7, 5, 7.
Yeah.
Which compared to how we typically score things, that does not seem that high. But when you're looking at something like this objectively,
Yeah.
that's a really good score. Because I feel like you take this to someone in Beverly Hills, they're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna eat that.
Yeah.
But for the normal person, the working man,
The norm old person.
the fucking norm, this is stellar.
It's so good.
Like a 6.75 is not a bad score.
No, that's a really good score.
And I really don't want people to think that these scores are based solely off of, like quality and... Well, I mean, I do want them to think it's based off of
Yeah,
quality. But,
yeah.
the idea is that there's different criteria. There's different tiers
For sure.
in which those exist, right?
For sure.
You can get a 3 out of a meal from a Michelin-starred restaurant.
Right. I'm not ranking this against
Yeah.
the fucking best burrito I've ever had.
Yeah.
Right? I'm rating this objectively. Again, taking into account that it has traveled from Burbank, probably was made an hour ago. But like,
Ooh.
the salsa has got some kick, dude.
Yeah, holy
Like,
shit, I was not expecting that.
It's really it's got some kick.
Wow.
This is good for $8. You don't find that here.
That may sound like a lot to some other people, but like in this area of the country, very hard to find. And that's just good. I got to the ham too, because it's like literal like slices of ham.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Which I was not expecting, and I'm stoked about. But it tastes really good because there's like that little bit of sweetness that like normal ham has, and then like that like heat forward kick of the salsa.
It is really like it's got great kick.
The way that comes in is so nice, and then getting like, the creaminess from the eggs and like the saltiness from like what I'm assuming are hash browns.
Yeah,
Like just really complements it really well.
it does.
I
Man.
think with the salsa firmly puts it at a 7.
The thing is, also with this, it's like I don't want it to be any different. Like it's not like, oh, this could be an 8 or a 9 if it this like this is the peak of this burrito, and that's okay. Like this is what I want.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's another thing that people like get down on, is that like they want to rank it based off of always looking at what is the best that you've experienced in this class. How does this stack up to that? And that's not the way I look at it. That's gonna fucking suck, dude.
I had to take some of that off.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the rest of the salsa.
Yeah, I had to like kind of like do a little like beaker science
Yeah.
thing going on there, putting it back and forth. Wow, I was really not expecting that salsa to have that much
No,
kick.
that has a very strong kick.
Ooh, I'm gonna drink some coffee because that's smart, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, oh, why isn't it a 10? It's just like it doesn't need to be a 10.
Yeah.
It won't be a 10.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a 10. I want it to be this.
No. I also just like, for me, there are very few perfect scores that I would give out for anything. Like, because
That's how
once
it should be, though.
Yeah, once you achieve perfection, what do? Like, you just kind of like, yeah, you dabble in different disciplines or go into and do different things, sure, but it's like, why would you want to achieve perfection in something? Because then there's nothing more for you to do with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the fun, is like trying to make something better all the time, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know, you go to a place like this, maybe the short order cook who's doing whatever's doing back there is a different guy every day.
Yeah, exactly.
And that guy has like, you know, different vibes that he's coming in with that's going to change the way that he's cooking or something like that. You could very well get a different burrito every day. Like I think
From
that's
the same
like
place, yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite things about these kinds of places.
Yeah.
And
Although I wouldn't be surprised if Norm was still working there, bro.
I wouldn't either.
Based on the website, based on the presentation.
There's like a burger stand next to a gas station down the street from my apartment. That's called like Charbroiled Burgers or whatever.
Love that.
I've been wanting to try it for years. Because I used to live in the same place that I just moved to. It's fine, don't worry about it. And like the place is literally just like an old ass stand that just has like the sliding windows at the front. You order it and you sit at like a picnic table. Every time I go get gas by that place, I'm just like, fuck, I should just get a
You should, bro. You know that burger's gonna slap.
Oh, absolutely. We should do do one at my apartment sometime soon and get that place.
I'm so down.
We should absolutely do that.
Dude,
but
that sounds amazing.
fucking good on you, Norm. This is killer. A big fan. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm sitting down for a nice little breakfast, I get like a $3 cup of coffee, one of these breakfast burritos, maybe like a side of something.
Yeah. Spend like $10-11 on,
Yeah,
on your breakfast.
Oh my god,
That's good.
Going into work, this would hold me over easily until like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Woo.
Banger. Banger, as evidenced by the fact that I have none left.
Yep.
Very good.
Absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
I just talk too much. So.
No. It's okay. He had the chance to talk, and I had the chance to eat. Now he has the chance to eat while I have the chance to talk.
Exactly.
It's great.
So Nick, we've been away for a couple of weeks because you know things have happened in our lives. We've done things.
We've done some things.
But it seems like you might have been on a fun little trip recently.
I was on a fun little trip.
Yeah, dude. What is how'd that go? How'd that feel?
Well, Brian, let me spin you a yarn.
Love a yarn.
So, as I said on the last podcast, I was going to Japan the following week. But before that, I was running a half marathon. And then after that, I was playing 3 hours of a singles match. And then after that, we were doing Runyon Canyon. And then after that, we sat on a plane for 13 hours. And then after that, we walked 12 miles a day for 7 days straight.
Dude, if you ever got like famous enough to where like you started needing like a team to do shit for you, you would never need a manager. You can cram this shit in there with the best of them.
Yeah, my schedule keeping is, I will say, it's
genuinely impressed. Like holy shit, the way that you're able to cram all of that in and be like, I don't need overlap. I know exactly when these things are ending and starting.
Dude, it was rough, but it was fun.
It was rough but fun.
I think we really overdid shit. Like that half marathon was fucked. I don't know why we thought that was a good idea.
It's never a good idea.
It's never a good idea. Let's run. Period.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
No, it's never a good idea.
For 13 miles though, that's even worse.
Dude, there's a reason why the first guy that ran a marathon died. Like
you're not supposed to do that shit.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
You're not.
Yeah, sure, I get it. You just won like a huge battle and like are going back to your city to proclaim your victory. But like, bro, you just give it some time. It's gonna take you a shorter amount of time to get there than it would for an entire army.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, you gotta chill. Anyways, so did that in Indianapolis, ran this little half marathon.
How was the weather?
Perfect.
Yeah, it looked nice.
Oh my god, it was perfect. Like it's I hate how not perfect the weather is right now here because everywhere else it is.
We were talking about that right before we started this because it's like gloomy and like probably like high 60s outside and it's May in Southern California.
It's crazy.
It's supposed to be like sunny and 80 right now.
Yeah, and I don't.
And alas, our home state has better weather than what we are experiencing currently.
Yeah.
We're not better. It's fine.
It's fine. It's whatever. Fine. No, the weather was perfect, dude. That like Midwest morning summer like dew and like it's like a little chilly because the air is like humid, but then it like warms. Oh, dude, that's like one of my favorite feelings. So nice.
That's why I actually like love fall in the Midwest. Yes, just because you wake up, it's like brisk. There's like a little bit of like frost or something. Yeah. And you walk around and it heats up over the day to like so a nice like mid to high 60s.
Yeah. Dude, so the weather was perfect. We ran this thing. I didn't really train for it. It's fine. I did okay. Actually did very well, surprisingly.
What
I surprised
was your time?
Myself. I did like a 8 minute
Ooh.
50-second mile average.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, that is really good.
Yeah, it was just under 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Killer.
Which is like, I'm proud of myself.
For someone who does not run marathons.
Yeah.
Dude, that tennis conditioning really
I think so. Yeah, it
really did
really
something for you.
like I was cruising through mile 9. I was like, oh my god, like this is great. And I was running with a buddy of mine who went on the trip with me, and we're like, okay, he did a lot of conditioning, so we're like we're doing good. Mile 9 hits, like as soon as we because we run around the Indy 500 track, so as soon as we exited, it's like mile 9. We look at each other, we're like, what's going on? Something's happening, because we were feeling great, dude, like weirdly great.
Your fight or flight response is kicking in.
And then it's just like, okay, mile 9. I'm like, okay, we have 4 miles left. And then like all of a sudden my legs just like shut down. And I was like,
Oh no.
fuck. And we're just like limping. And like I think we had like a sub 8-minute pace up until then. And then we had like 4 miles of almost 10-minute pace, because we were like,
Just in pain. You totally like blew your load at the beginning, and you were just like, yeah, this is
totally
awesome.
blew my load at the beginning. Yeah, it was rough, but it was fun. It was great. It was a great experience. I will literally never do it again. Ever.
Now you get to tell your grandkids that you ran a half marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to be like,
why
what,
not a full?
You couldn't run 2 marathons?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking wiener.
So,
Your legs are
anyways.
made of metal? Fuck you.
I know. You don't have adamantium in your fucking bones, dude. Everyone's having it now, Grandpa.
You can't just regenerate? What's wrong with you?
Fucking nerd. But yeah, that fucked all of our legs for a good while.
And then you decided to go on a very robust trip.
Yeah. Then 5 hours later, we flew back to LA, sat on a cramped little Spirit flight with no leg room, which did not help. Had a 3-hour layover in Vegas.
Ooh. Did you guys leave the airport in Vegas and like do anything, or did you just hang out?
No. We were dead.
Yeah.
Dude, we were dead. Plus, it was 3 hours later their time. It was just like not good. Came back. Immediately, everyone passed out just like on the floor, basically. I didn't even have time to set up the beds.
When you like walk inside and drop all your stuff and just fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was rough. And then we overdid it. We were in LA for 2 more days before we went to Tokyo. Really overdid it. Did Running Canyon, played tennis. Like, it was just not, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. Anyways, then we go to Tokyo.
You're not as young as you thought you were anymore.
I'm really not. Flew to Tokyo. Landed in Tokyo, immediately took a 6-hour train to Hiroshima. And
Nice. God, I wished I were me on a train.
dude, the public transportation system, it is incredible. I was fucking geeking the entire time. I mean, the trains are so clean. They're so quiet. They're like on time. It's just like, it's a marvel. And it's so funny because living in America, you're like we don't get that. And everywhere else, they're like, yeah, that's how we get around everywhere.
Yeah, that's just standard.
That's standard, but we're like, yo, it's on time, it's clean. It's like, what?
I like that our standard is just, is there not barf on any of the seats?
Yeah.
That's it. If you pass that bar, you have completely outshone anything that Americans have experienced on a public
Truly.
transportation
Our
system.
infrastructure here sucks. And it was incredible there. So cool. So we take this 6-hour train ride. And then we get to the hotel and like immediately like pass out. Although the key didn't work. We get like this code or whatever, and it was contactless. There's like no one there. We try to key in the code, it doesn't work. So like for an hour we're trying to figure out how to work it. We're on the phone with booking.com. We're like, oh, we should just call the hotel. Call the hotel. 2 floors up, you hear a phone ringing. We're like, oh.
The dude just sticks his head out the window. He's like, oh yeah, I'll be there in a sec.
There's no one there. So we're like, okay. So we call
Dude throws you a rope ladder out the window. The door doesn't work. You have to climb.
So we figured that out eventually. There's no beds in this hotel room. It's just like
mats?
roll out mats and just like on this floor, like very traditional. It was so comfy. Like, or maybe we were just so tired, but it worked.
Probably a little both.
A little of both. So we wake up, we walk around, we see where the bomb was detonated, like went to the Peace
Kind of
Museum.
a fucked up thing for you as Americans to
that's
go
what I'm saying, man.
experience. Look at this thing that we
Look at what we did.
to this country.
Man, it was like harrowing. Like truly, you know what was weird? I mean, there was a bunch of tourists there. Like, you
Absolutely.
know, what was weird was people posing with the monument. That shit was weird to me. Like they were like,
oh no.
I was like, I don't know about that. Like, take your pictures of it, but then like it feels weird to pose in front of it. I don't know.
We've vaporized a lot of fucking people there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little disrespectful.
It was wild. And then so we went to the Peace Museum, which is like a 2-hour just like walking through and seeing all the horrific things that happened. Man, it was like gruesome. Like I was like Like, people left in tears. Like, it's really
absolutely,
like,
I would assume.
fucking crazy. Like, they have like on display, just like, oh, here are the bloody clothes from 4 children that were like literally just there. Like, it's fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. So we were like, okay, that's the first thing we did.
You're like, let's start down here and raise it up.
Exactly. So we're like, woof, dude. It was really, really, really rough. And
I still absolutely love that you guys come from America, and the first thing you do in the entire country of Japan is you go to.
I didn't want to go. There's a history buff. There was this guy. He was like, I love history, and like.
No, I mean, it's like, listen though, like if you're there, it's definitely something to go. I think it's a good thing to experience, to be like, wow, this was a really fucked up thing. Yeah. I really hope this never happens
because they literally don't like. I did not know how. I mean, like they touch on it in history, but they're like, oh, we went to the
because we really do not like talking about all the horrific shit that we do as a country.
And then you go and you're like, what? It was so it was crazy. So yeah, dude, really I'm glad I had that experience, but it was heavy. Hang out the rest of the day there. I mean, dude, the country is so clean. It's crazy. I can't get over it. There's no trash cans anywhere. Everyone is just expected to like keep their trash on them until they find a trash can, and they do. I did not see a single piece of trash in the street for an entire week until we got to Tokyo. Then I saw like 3 pieces of trash in the street. That's it. It was nuts, dude.
I wish.
It was crazy, and everything is so cheap. So cheap.
The exchange rate.
For an entire week of eating meals, I spent over $10 twice on a single meal.
Wow.
Most of my meals, like 90% of my meals, were under $10. Dude.
Wow. And what was like your standard meal? What was it that you were like normally eating?
It was some kind of noodle, some kind of rice, some kind of protein.
Something, again, cheap to produce.
Yeah, exactly. And their standards for like how they handle food there are very rigorous. So like you're not going to get like sick or anything. Like truly like, oh my God, or a sushi but it was like, very rice heavy. Yeah. And then protein or like a soup or noodle, like, classic, but it was just like standard fare. And it was
just like good, simple carbohydrates. So good. That's killer, dude.
It was so
I fucking wish. I got ramen for my birthday.
Yeah.
Because Megan was like, what do you want for dinner? And I was just like, I just want some fucking noodles.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
damn.
Dude, we had
that's the dream.
So many good ramen experiences. Like, oh my God.
Did you go to any of those little noodle bars that are just like the walk-ups? You order it. No stools or anything. You just eat it and then go in like 5 minutes.
Yes. So like, and then there's
the dream
that you literally go and there's like a screen and you order what you want. It gives you a little ticket and then you hand it to the person. They make it. They give it to you. Like, it's crazy. Everything is so efficient. Everything is amazing.
God, I love that.
So we leave Hiroshima and we go up to Kyoto. That was really, really cool. A lot of temples, a lot of walking around.
Very old place.
Very old. Yeah, super old. The once capital of Japan is now no longer, obviously. Anyways, it was really cool. Really, dude, I have nothing else to say, but like, I have so much to say, but like, I can't, like, nothing other than, oh my God, it was fucking like incredible. Yeah. Like, it was just, the experience was so, it's beautiful. The country is beautiful and they're so nice and so welcoming and they don't want to insult you at all, ever.
Why?
Like, they're so apologetic and so polite, and it's just like, so like after Kyoto, we were there for 2 days. We went to Tokyo. We were there for like 3 or 4 days. The rest of the trip. There are these things called onsens, which are like natural, like hot springs. Like, it's a very like old traditional thing.
Especially when you're in a country that was formed mostly by volcanic activity.
Yes, yeah. I mean, God, they're so fucking cool. Anyway.
Dude, I love watching you be this excited about this. This is so sick.
I want to go back. I need to go back. I'm literally like looking at tickets for later this year to go back because it was so cheap, dude. For an entire week, staying, flying, eating, souvenirs, less than $2,000.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Holy shit.
I can't get over it. Wow. Yeah. So in the basement of our hotel in Tokyo, there was an onsen, which was super cool. And so we're checking in, and I'm like, hey, and I know there's like this thing, like you can't go in an onsen if you have tattoos, but I'm like, maybe it's like a little bit newer, maybe like they've started changing those rules. So I asked the receptionist, hey, can I go to the onsen if I have tattoos? And I'm wearing long sleeves at this point. And he's like, no, like, he doesn't want to like offend me. Like, you can tell
but he's like, listen, man, there are rules.
Yeah. He's like, and so he like runs around to the counter, behind the counter. He disappears. He grabs some stuff. He comes back and he hands me like a couple of patches, like skin colored patches. And he's like, put these on, whatever. And I'm like,
You're like, brother.
yeah. So I like pull up my sleeves. I'm like, I'm sorry. I have them all over. And then like, he's like, oh, like, I'm so, like, no, you can't. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I get it.
Like these are the rules.
It's the rules.
Like,
I get it.
Dude, that's like one of the things too where like I want to know like how much shit that like those people have to put up with from like tourists and stuff.
For sure.
Especially in like that scenario where it's like, it's a normal thing for us, but like a cultural difference is a
Yeah.
cultural difference. Like that's the way that these people live their lives and have forever. Those are the rules. You can't just change it because like your rules are different elsewhere. That's not how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that, you know, being in a tourist area like Tokyo, like they've dealt with some, you know,
absolutely.
like Americans, you know. So, but I mean, everywhere, like no one wants to say anything wrong. Everyone's just very like, excuse me, I'm sorry, thank you, yes. Like it's like, that's great. It's really, really cool. So I couldn't go to the onsen, but that's okay. But in Tokyo, the first thing we did, so we get there in the morning. It was like a 2-hour train ride from Kyoto. Get there in the morning, put our stuff at the hotel, and we're like, all right, let's just go like walk around. We couldn't check into the hotel first. We could just drop our stuff. Like, let's walk around. There's like an electronics district or whatever. Like we all wanted to go there. So we go, and dude, I mean, like it's like the frequency of Starbucks out here is like the frequency of 5-story arcades in Tokyo. Literally every fucking corner, 5-story arcade, fucking mega arcade, anime store, manga store. Like it was,
That's so sick.
so fucking cool, man. I had to stop. I was like, oh my God, I literally had to just stop into every one of these arcades. Like, and it's so cool because they're all like the same thing. It's like the first 2 floors are crane games. Like those super cool, like, you know, they were very elaborate crane games. And then 3rd floor, rhythm games. Like an entire floor of like DDR.
You just play a shit ton of DDR.
I played so much DDR. DDR, Guitar Hero, the Taiko drum thing. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's just like, it was amazing. Then the 4th floor was like retro arcade shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then the 5th floor was like specialty shit. Like they had like photo booths and whatever. But like 5 fucking floors, man,
crazy.
of arcades. It was so cool. So we went to this electronics district and like we're just exploring. We're like,
Yeah.
what is this? What is this?
Did you guys go
Walking
to
in every
like
store.
what is it? Shinjuku?
Shibuya Cross?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gosh,
Yeah.
Shinjuku. I
We
think I just
stayed
mixed
in
it with
Shinjuku.
Harajuku. Whatever.
They're all I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing. They're all places. You
Right.
know? Like,
It's such a big fucking place,
dude, I had no idea how big it was.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, I guess I knew it was the biggest city in the world, but I didn't know how big it was. It's fucking
Well, it's crazy too
massive.
because it's like you just said. There's like 5-story arcades, right?
Yeah.
Everything's on top of itself
Yes,
too.
yeah.
So like, not only is it just sprawling, but it's also
also, like,
massive.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so cool. So, yeah, we did go to Shibuya Crossing at one point, but so we were walking around and we enter this store and it's just like everything there was just like, you know, manga, anime, like video games, whatever, just kind of like anything that any kid could possibly want, or me. I was just like freaking out at all this shit.
or grown adults,
Or
whatever.
grown adults. And so then they're like, but then again, it's like 3 stories tall. So you're like, okay, what's on the 2nd floor? So like, it's like 10 a.m., right? And we go up to the 2nd floor and I'm like, what is this? And immediately, like, after being there for 2 seconds, it sits in. I'm like, oh, this is the porn floor. This is like the like, and it's crazy. So, I mean, it's just rows and rows and rows of like all DVDs, which is very interesting. Like, it's all like,
Not even
you buy
Blu-rays?
it. I mean, like, it's all just like you buy a video to watch. So
Wild. What year is it?
it's crazy, dude. It was full. There was like 30 people there at 10:30 in the morning, just casually browsing through porn. Casually.
I kind of love that.
It was
though.
dope. They had their little shopping baskets.
Yeah.
They'd find stuff. They put it
Just
in.
chilling.
It was great, and I was like, "This is so cool."
No shame associated with it.
No
Like you're going into
shame.
the back of a family video.
I know. I mean, everyone's just kind of like looking at it. Most of the people that I went with are, you know, kind of Midwest prudes. Didn't want to look at it. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna look.
Absolutely, you
Yeah,
go in. Come
yeah.
on.
I mean, so there's like, you know, just like sex dolls everywhere, and just like whatever. So this is this
Body pillows.
body pillows, like
Chef's kiss.
so it was very interesting, and people just looking around, whatever. And And then I go up to the third floor, and it's a little darker. It's like a little more dimly lit. Like, you
Wait,
know.
I like to picture that the way that you're describing this is like dimly lit and stuff like that. That the porn floor is like a Target. Like it's just everything's just like brightly.
It was bright. It was
yeah,
literally
dude.
like bright, and like the aisles were labeled, and like it's like it was so whatever. And then you go up to the third floor, and it's like almost dingy. Like not dingy in the sense where it's like I don't want to be here, but it's like compared to that floor, like there was like maybe 3 light bulbs.
It's like where you expect to see like a punk show.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what is this floor? Still porn, but somehow something's changed. This was the fetish
The
floor.
vibe is different. Okay.
This is the fetish floor.
All right.
And
okay. All right.
so everything is still labeled, very organized. But this time it was like a little like more deviant, you know?
Okay.
And they had stuff like labeled, and then it was all
What constitutes more deviant?
well, like this stuff below was just like, you know, like pornography, and then it was separated into categories.
As one does.
As one does. You know, separated by ethnicity, separated by age, separated by body type, whatever. And then you go up to the floor above, and everything's still in Japanese. Like they have these little dividers that are kind of like, this is what this section is. Mm-hmm. And so you can't really read it. But then there's pictures on these ones. There's pictures.
Okay.
And you see pictures of, there's a little emoji of poop on this one.
Oh, good.
It's like,
Oh, no.
like a little emoji of someone peeing on this one.
Oh, no.
There's like animals on this one.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know about this. So I'm just like, I just have to
Is
look.
this legal?
I just have to take a little lap, and immediately
figure it
like
out.
I look at I'm like, it's a shit emoji, and I'm like, okay. I pull out one of the pictures, and it's just like, oh, it's literally people shitting on each other.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, that's
Cool. Scat play, you know.
scat play.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I'm like, I don't think I want to look at the animals one.
You're like, I have an idea,
yeah.
and I don't want to.
I don't want to look. So
Like the image in your mind is always going to be more tame than when you actually see it. I can't imagine it being a good thing in any scenario.
No.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. So I was just like, I don't even want to look. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the floor below me. Anyways, but then like we had just eaten breakfast, and you know me, I got a little baby bird stomach, so I'm like, God damn, I kind of have to poop, and
I'm gonna shit in the porn.
so I go down. I'm like on floor 2 again. Floor 3 is too scary. There was like 2 people there, but I didn't want to like interact. So I go up to one of the clerks, and I'm like, is there a bathroom? And
He's
for
like,
some
oh,
reason,
there's a bathroom.
For some reason, it didn't click in my mind that maybe that's not the place I should ask for a bathroom after like walking around the porn aisle. And he's just like, no. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh. That's probably makes sense.
As you're like asking, you're like,
I'm like, is there
yeah.
No, I get it. No, fuck me. That's so silly. I mean, no, not. Just
Not
a
actually.
bathroom.
I'm not asking.
I'm not asking.
But
There's a bathroom. But yeah, I was like, that was a little tone deaf of me to ask for a bathroom after perusing the porn section, you know?
Dude, that's so funny.
He was like adamant, no. I was like, okay.
I love that he's like, you know that motherfucker's been asked that question before,
Yes.
and it led to something he didn't like, and now he's just like, no, absolutely
like, used
not.
to have a bathroom or some shit, and they're like, not anymore, bitch. So
Not
anyways,
anymore.
God
Yeah, we
damn.
tore it out because it was just fucking coated,
it was
dude.
just-
We walked in there one day and I was amazed. It was in like the crevices.
Yeah.
You know, like those
like
like
grout.
what's it called? Like when like it's like the recessed ceilings that are like the panels. And
Drop
stuff.
ceilings.
Drop ceilings. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like those little dots. Like man, it's just in the little dots.
Yeah. Oh god.
We spent 4 years cleaning that bathroom, and we decided it would just be cheaper to rip it out.
Yeah. So no bathroom. Sorry. Go away.
Well, okay. So here's my question: 2 floors, porn.
2 floors porn.
What else was there?
That was it.
So it
3
was
floors.
just porn.
No, the bottom floor was not. That's the thing. The bottom
You
floor
should have
was
just
like-
asked the bottom floor guy.
I should have asked the bottom floor guy. I really should have, but for some I went into fight or flight. I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Where you're like sweating a little bit, and you're
dude.
like,
And I'm like trying to walk through. I'm like, sumimasen, bathroom? And he was like,
your fucking jugular is sticking out of your neck, and the guy's just like, I know what you want, and it's not happening.
yeah, no.
And you're like, no, it's not that. I swear to God,
Please.
I have to shit.
Toilet? That's how you say it. And he was like, no. So, anyways. I found a bathroom across the street.
Perfect.
And all's well that ends well. But yeah, dude, Tokyo is just so cool. I mean, I bought like a little like a manga porn from the 90s before before they had to censor the dicks.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it was even from the 80s. Anyways, yeah, very interesting. And then I bought a tentacle porn thing.
Absolutely.
Because why wouldn't I?
Why would you not?
Why would I not?
Yeah.
Was
it a book or what?
It was like a little magazine. So like they had little like this was a different store.
Like a novella.
Yeah, exactly.
Of tentacle porn.
It was like a comic issue basically.
Could you imagine a pop-up book of tentacle porn?
Yeah.
Hey, gotcha.
Yeah, every this was at a different place. Like every place had like an 18+ section of just, it was great. It was so cool. And it was just so graphic. And it was like 1 minute you're looking at like, you know, little figurines of Naruto and shit. And then the next you're like, I'll show you.
Is this gonna be Naruto with tentacles?
No.
Oh, like a pan over of like cool figurines and then like something getting penetrated by tentacles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, sick. Love that.
Let's see.
Dude, that's the thing that I very much appreciate, where it's just like, I mean, aside from the fetish stuff, which like again,
just 1 minute Naruto, the next minute that.
Wow. That's
1 minute Naruto, the next minute that.
What? Wait a minute. Are these like mouse pads?
No, dude, those are just like silicone titties.
What do you do with them? Whoop,
I think you jerk off with them. I don't know.
With them?
On them?
You like talk to them?
I don't know.
Dude, that's wild.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of, here's the thing though, like I dig that that's like acceptable. Like that's like an okay thing.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like everything in the world would be so much easier if people just stopped giving a shit about these things. That's just like a normal goddamn thing that people do.
I know.
Where it's like, hey man, if you just don't yuck someone's yum,
yeah.
Guess how much better your life is.
So much better. You don't have to fucking concern yourself with anything that anyone else but you was doing.
And you can just let somebody go into a store, buy some silicone titties, and go home. And guess what?
Doesn't impact your life.
You're just chilling.
You're chilling.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah. So it was just
wild.
Yeah, it was wild. It was so cool, man. And then we went to Mount Fuji one of those days, which was just incredible to see that. And then, chilling back in Tokyo, hanging out
with the boys.
And one girl. It was
the
me.
Boys.
Just the boys. She was an honorary boy.
Yeah.
It was me. It was my college roommates, Joe and Ducky. And Ducky just got his PhD.
Dr.
Shouts
Ducky.
out Dr. Ducky, which is why we went on the trip. And then Ducky's sister, Kate, and then their cousin, Aaron. So
hell yeah.
It was a great crew. A lot of fun. Kate was an honorary one of the dudes for the week. And then we all came back here. And then they weren't leaving till the following day. So we all just kind of hung out, got some pizza. Everyone fell asleep, like looking.
You bought pizza?
Yeah. We're like, we need some pizza. Bro.
I need a comfort. I need it. Man.
Something comforting. Like, not that it wasn't good food, because it was like truly some of the best food I've had in my entire life. But it was just
super cheap, dude.
So
That's
cheap.
Fucking killer.
So cheap. But I was just like, I just need a little bit of pizza.
Yeah. I know. I get it. I understand.
And we had pizza, and it was great. And then they all left, and then I caught up on the mountain of work that I had to do. And now we're here.
On brand. Love that.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds so sick.
Dude, it was fucking amazing.
I gotta do it.
You have to go. Like, I can't get over how cheap it was. Like, it was so cheap. Truly, like,
wild.
You know, like cheap for a vacation of that magnitude.
Right,
obviously, I'm not saying $2,000 is like a tiny amount of money, but like for something that for literally
international travel
for a week
of traveling inside of that,
you could easily spend that on like 4 days at a resort in Vegas. You know,
yeah, true.
3 days,
true.
$300 a night, $1,000 just on your fucking, you know, like easily. So for $2,000 for my food, my travel, and my lodging, and my souvenirs, that's a steal. It's halfway across the world, that's a steal.
That's pretty killer. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, Meg and I have like talked about that where we're like, well, you know, like if like what do we do for a honeymoon? Like neither of us really want to go to like a resort.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like it'd be fun, but like we're not like
Yeah.
So we were talking about like, well, what if we went to Japan?
Dude, you guys should go to Japan.
Like that sounds like a sick honeymoon.
Dude, I forgot I forgot what else we did.
Please.
We went to see sumo wrestling.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
There's 5 sumo competitions a year. 3 of them are in Tokyo. And so we went to one of them. It's crazy because there's like, it's like this sumo like fucking palace dojo. Like that's the only place that they hold the events. And it was just, I gotta show you fucking pictures of like what this place looked like, man.
Dude, was it like just super over the top?
Yes.
I love that.
It was, where?
I remember reading an article once about like the like typical day of like a professional sumo wrestler.
What did it entail?
And it was like wake up, eat like 2,500 calories, Woo. Do like a 2-hour workout,
yeah,
eat like another like 3,000 calories,
yeah,
nap,
nice,
wake up, do like another 2-hour workout, eat like 4,000 calories, and then go to bed. And I was just like,
that is nuts.
But it's also funny too because like you look at these dudes and you're just like, people be like, oh, they're just like fat guys throwing each other around. Bro, motherfucker could pick up a boulder.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to diss? This guy would rip you in half. That's sick as fuck, dude. It was so
cool, man.
This is like imagine like a tennis stadium.
Yeah.
Like Wimbledon, but then like a tiny little ring in the center.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It was incredible. And that the thing I
also love these two old white people sitting in front of me.
Right? I know. I learned a lot about sumo. Like, I guess, you know, you don't really think about, at least I didn't think about like what sumo actually is, like what it represents, what it like, how the fights actually go. The fights are short, man. Like, they're like maximum like a minute long. Like, I saw some fights that were like 5 seconds and that's it.
That's killer.
You fight once a day and it's just like 2-week long, like, experience or whatever.
I also love that like these boxes are just like
you just sit on the floor.
You just sit on the floor.
Yeah,
that's so sick.
Yeah,
that's such an efficient use of space.
It really is. And like the ticket to that, I mean, it's like this massive sumo event. Granted, it was the second day, so it wasn't like championship level yet, but it was like
I accidentally just side scrolled to that and was just like,
that was what I ate beforehand. This is what I had beforehand. It was $8. No, she was $8.
You got like a full bowl of udon.
Yeah.
What is that? Miso soup.
Miso soup, and then like katsu with just rice, dude.
Bro,
it was
$8.
$8.
Fuck, my credit card doesn't even have like an exchange rate fee.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. That's the thing. You get a travel card and you go and dude, it's like you don't have to pay the foreign transaction. It's amazing.
I 100% got my current credit card because we're going to Ireland in August, and I was like, I'm gonna get this one because it keeps getting like suggested to me. They had like a deal that was like spend X amount of money, get X amount of like.
What card is it?
It's the Sapphire Preferred.
Nice, yeah.
So it's like I got that, and it has like 0 transaction fees.
That's
so
great.
like you just pay the exchange rate.
Yeah.
And I was like, sick.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
great.
great.
I don't have to pay a 3% charge on everything that I do. That shit adds up.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me do that. The thing's like metal.
Yeah.
When I got it, I was like,
you're like, shit.
Oh, okay. I was like, I feel important.
Yeah.
Because I just spent money to get a piece of metal.
Exactly. Dude, oh god, it was amazing. It was just so cool. And the thing is, like, so there's no weight limit. There's no weight restrictions, rather, I should say. Like, you can be as small as you want or as big as you want, and they'll pair up the small guys with the big. And like, it's really like, God, it was just so cool. And there's like a whole ritual that goes with it. Like, you know, you think like it's and everything that you see. The only thing I've seen like regarding sumo before that is like cartoony. You know, like they do the stomps, whatever, but that's all. That's what they do. They like the whole reason they stomp is to show that they're not carrying any weapons. Apparently that's like their whole thing. I mean, I know you probably know all about this, but like very interesting stuff. And then they like throw this like salt in the ring or whatever, like every time, and then they go and like intimidate their opponents. They'll stand at the line face to face and not actually start. Like, it looks like they're about to start, and then they don't. And then they walk away, and then they, like, slap their bellies or something.
It's so sick.
It's so cool,
It's so sick. Like you think it's cartoonish because it's just vastly different from, like, the culture that you've experienced. Fair, whatever, I get that. But it's like when you actually think about it and, like, you take it back, like, hundreds of years, like, it's just so sick.
It's fucking awesome.
You're literally you're just fucking with the other guy, just being like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so cool, man. I love that.
God. It was amazing. It was so cool. And then
the best part about, like, this trip for you, too, is that, like, it didn't seem like you were just doing, like, a bunch of, like, touristy shit. Like, you're actually, like, doing some, like, cultural things and, like, actually getting like the experience instead of just like doing guided tours for white people, basically. You know
I am pretty happy with how we organized this. Like, it seems, I think we hit like a lot of the cool like shit. You know, it wasn't overly touristy. It was like it had a little good mixture of like, you know, touristy but also like cultural and local.
And that's kind of the thing that like I always get like kind of bummed out on certain like vacations that people plan because it's always like, you know, they Googled what's the 10 best things to do and then they just like
TripAdvisor and they
exactly like the thing we're doing in Ireland is like a whole bunch of like scheduled stuff that they have like put together that I was like, okay,
Right.
I'm excited to do it because like my family, like getting to do something with my family,
Right. That's nice.
and
in
like
itself.
going and doing all this stuff with them is gonna be great. But I was like, I just want to fucking walk around.
I know,
I just want to dip into like a little store because
Yeah.
like something that I constantly think about. Just I don't know why this is, but I've always thought about just like what is it like for somebody in a completely different part of the world? What is just like their day to day?
Yeah.
What is just like a normal fucking person? What do they do every day?
And that's what you just gotta walk around and do
Yeah.
shit. Like,
and
sometimes.
that's the coolest part because that's when you're like really experiencing a culture and like a different like country and like truly like experiencing what it means to like exist in their lives.
Yeah.
And that's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go there and be like, oh well, I'm like an American and this is how we do things.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but you're not in fucking America.
Yeah.
Like calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like I will say that like the best meals and the best experiences that we had were literally from just like walking around and being like, you guys want to try that? Let's fucking go. And it was
Sick.
just like, it was, you know, all locals, no tourists, and we were just like eating and trying to figure out like, you know, thank God for fucking
Yeah,
Google
dude.
Translate, man,
No
and
kidding.
the camera that you can just point at
Yeah.
and like have it like truly like it was amazing. And the fact that everyone there is also so like receptive and willing to like try to figure out what you want is great. Like it's so nice. But then like I will say that the couple of times that we're like, oh, let's go to this place that's super highly rated and like has, you know, like everyone ranting and raving about it. The few times that we did go to try to go to a restaurant like that, 45-minute line, everyone was a tourist.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because
like-
they Googled it and
yeah,
did the same thing.
exactly.
Which, like, there's nothing wrong with that,
Sure.
but it's also, like, there's a reason why that happens.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
like, you're missing out on a place
Yeah,
like that. Where
exactly.
It's, I don't know, man. That's cool as hell.
It was so sick, man.
That's so
I really
cool.
hope that you get to go. Like I like truly,
One of these days, we'll get there.
you will love it.
But, dude, that sounds like so much fun. It sounds like you guys, like, had just a fucking blast.
Yeah, I think we did it right. I think we
Hell
did
yeah.
like we did as well as we could have.
It sounds like you guys did, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Killer. Dude,
Woo!
love that.
God, it was so sick. Dude, just talking about it gets me amped the fuck up.
Dude, I saw like your Instagram story of you guys doing like the fucking shuriken
Yeah,
throwing.
yeah, we
And I
did
was just
ninja
like,
class.
oh my god, that's so sick.
Yeah, we literally like signed up for this like.
That's a thing where I'm just like, that's a tourist thing, but
It was
like
so touristy.
I would fucking
Oh,
do
yeah.
that
It was
100%.
It was so touristy, but it was sick because it was just us five. We signed up for this class, and it was just a private class for us five. It was like $30 for an hour and a half, I think.
Bro.
And we learned like, you know, like about like the history of ninjas, like what they were, you know,
Yeah.
and then we learned like the cool like the cultural stuff, the hand signs that
Yeah.
they do, and then they're like, all right, let's try some actual ninja stuff, or like why certain ninja swords are shaped the way they are, or whatever. Like it was really really cool. And then they're like, okay, cool, let's try this, and then they take a bunch of those like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like those spikes basically that you like throw on the floor.
Oh yeah.
They're like, okay, cool, let's try this. They throw a bunch of spikes on the floor, and they're like, close your eyes and try to walk through them. And we're like, what? And they're like, okay, we'll show you how. And so they like basically like they close their eyes and they like do this thing and they like, you know, feel around with their foot and walk. And they're like, okay, we want you guys to do the same thing, but don't close your eyes, because it was so surprisingly hard to walk in a straight line and like
With your eyes closed, yeah.
tiptoe with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
So they're like, just stare straight ahead and do it. So we did that, and they're like, okay, cool, next thing. And then we like attacked with like a sword, like, you know, how to defend from an attacker. Like if you're in a dark room or whatever, they're like, hold like the sheath basically all the way on the tip of the sword, so you can like sweep at a distance, and then once you hit someone, you pull back so the sheath falls off, and then you just stab straight forward. Like it was teaching us so many sick things. And then we threw the shurikens. We learned how to throw chopsticks and to like stick. That shit was fucking hard.
I would assume it's fucking tiny ass
Yeah,
wood.
but it was
Holy
crazy because they're
shit.
like, yeah, so they have ninja stars, ninja whatever, and then ninja sticks, and he's like, this is so like, you know, so like you're eating food, and then someone comes in, you can just bah, and it stuck into this styrofoam block like across the room. It was the craziest shit. It was so fucking cool. And then we did a blowgun.
Dude, like the crazy thing about that too is that like you think about all these things and you're just like, again, it's cartoony. Like,
Sure.
like there's no way, whatever.
Right.
And they're like, no, they fucking did
That's
this.
what they needed to
They
do.
killed people with
Yeah.
chopsticks while they were eating from the other side of a room.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's so fucking cool.
Oh my god, dude.
It was so cool.
I also love like the idea of just like going into a dark room and being like,
Yeah, like hit something. Whoop, da.
yeah, just immediately murking somebody.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
crazy,
It
dude.
was God. What a fucking God. I want to go back.
I haven't seen you this excited about something in a very long
Dude,
time. That's so cool.
Truly, like, I don't remember the last time I was that amped about like going somewhere. Like, I feel like I unfortunately have been jaded to like traveling at this point in my life, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's a city, whatever.
Yeah.
But this place was truly incredible. Japan was fucking awesome, man.
I love that.
So if anyone ever gets the chance to go to Japan, I literally will apply for the Japan Tourism Board and just be the biggest advocate for Japan right now, dude.
Hell yeah.
I have to show you this one photo.
Please.
Sorry, then I'm done. I'm so sorry. So we went to Mount Fuji, and they had these swings. And this photo could be the next, like, on a fucking, like, travel magazine.
Like on an atlas. Wait a minute. Bro, you're like perfectly framed.
I know, right? So good.
Is he wearing like a GoPro?
Yeah, he's
harness?
strapped. He got a GoPro on his chest.
Oh, I love that, bro. That's incredible.
Isn't that just like the cutest shit?
Holy shit.
That could be on a fucking magazine.
Oh my god. You gotta hope that whoever's with you is not short as fuck so you can like actually grab
I
their
know,
hand.
right? Anyways, God, I love Japan. I love
yeah,
it. I
dude.
feel like such a weeb, but like I fucking love it.
It's just like it's cool though because it's like it's such a vastly different culture than
so
what like you experience in your day to day.
Yeah.
You even go to Europe, completely different from
Yeah.
that. So it's like it's just a very new and interesting thing where like every time you take a turn, it's like a completely different experience, and that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Fucking cool.
That's fucking cool.
Anyways, I'm back. Your boy is back.
Ain't he though?
Ain't he though? Yeah, man, so fucking cool. Anyways,
Dude, hell yeah. I mean, shit, I ain't got anything to follow that up with, man.
what'd you do for the past 2 weeks?
Worked? I don't know.
Hell yeah, brother.
Dude, we, like, Megan got me a Bluetooth kettle for my birthday.
What the fuck does it play music or what?
No, like, dude, she, like, gave it to me, and then she, like, gave me another box, which was just the same kettle, but in another box. And I was like, why'd you give me 2 of these? And she was just like, well, one came from a Target order. It told me it was delivered, but I didn't see the box. So I contacted them and was like, hey, I didn't get this thing. And they're like, okay, cool. We'll just send you another one. And she was like, okay, great. And then the next day, the order showed up. So she was like, well, I guess we just have 2 of these now. But it's like a fucking, you put in a thing. It's got like all these little buttons to like get it to like the exact temperature that you want.
Yeah.
In like their app, you can put it on a schedule
Oh, whoa.
to like warm up at a certain time and then keep
crazy.
it at a certain temperature until a certain time. And then like it's all based off of like what it is that you're brewing. And I was
Whoa,
like,
dude.
damn. I was like, it's not Japan, but goddamn, this thing is
That's
sick.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So like I was like, I guess I truly am just an old man now that I got a kettle, and I'm so
stoked.
excited.
Dude,
I'm
that sounds
fucking
cool as
amped
fuck,
about
man.
it.
That
Yeah,
sounds cool as hell.
it was great, and it like it works so well. It's like a gooseneck too, so it pours super smoothly.
Damn.
Makes a great cup of joe with that I was drinking this whole time.
Damn.
It's
That's cool as shit.
it's
man.
like little things. It's little things like
Yeah,
that.
it's little things
She
like
made
that.
me a fucking cheesecake, man. A whole cheesecake.
A cheesecake in a kettle, like
Yeah.
that's what I want for my
Bought me
28th
ramen.
birthday. And ramen, that's all I want for my 28th birthday.
Bro, if you ever want good ramen, go to Silver Lake Ramen.
Yeah, like the chain, right? It's like a chain.
It's a local chain.
Yeah.
Started in Silver Lake.
There's one here that just opened up.
Oh, really?
Like a mile or two away. I
Oh,
really
sick.
wanna go. I've never
Dude,
been to a Silver Lake Ramen.
Definitely go.
I
It's
think.
very much like pretty like standard, but bro, they set me down the bowl in front of me, and like the rim of the bowl was the width of this plate. I got extra noodles, and I like because I always get extra noodles. Bless you.
Thank you.
I always get extra noodles with my ramen because I always have so much broth left, and I drink it a little
Yeah.
bit. But I'm just like, I just wish I had
I
more
want
noodles.
them. Yeah.
So I always get more. I didn't even finish like my first bowl, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
But then it travels well. You can
Yeah.
take it home. You can reheat it.
Yeah.
It's soup.
Yep, I drank an entire bottle of sake by myself. It was great.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, what's the price point looking on like a bowl of ramen?
I think it was like the one that I got was like a black garlic, or it was like a black truffle oil garlic tonkatsu.
Oh my god.
So it was like a lot of shit, and it was
Yeah.
that big. I think it was like $18.
That's good for like basically 2 meals.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
I think in total it was like I got gyoza,
Yum.
the ramen, the extra noodles, a bottle of sake,
Hell
which
yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like sake because it looks like cum, but it tastes fucking great, and it's also like 15% alcohol in a bottle that big. Sure. So like,
what's not to like?
And it's sweet because it's wine, brother. And then Megan got a bowl of ramen, and she got another appetizer, but I can't remember what it was. And I think like all of that, and she also got a cocktail, and all of that together was like, I think like 80. Wow. So like a little pricier, but like you're getting a huge
plus
thing.
Alcohol,
yeah.
Plus like basically 4 meals.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And that was the thing. We like the next morning she ate, not the next morning, but the next like lunch she ate the rest of her ramen.
Yeah.
I like was determined to eat the rest of mine because I was like, I'm here.
I gotta do it.
I've got to do it. Did I just drink this entire bottle of sake? Yeah. But I'm gonna eat this thing. So I'm just like 2 noodles at a time. Just really going for it. Megan was like, do I get a fork? And I was like, they probably have forks.
Yeah.
But like, don't be a fucking
come
wuss.
On.
Come on.
Don't be a wuss.
You're eating fucking ramen. Eat it with a chopsticks.
They did not have forks in Japan.
I would assume.
You couldn't ask for forks at some of the places.
You ask them for a fork and they're like,
fork?
You like Google it and show it to them and they're like, I've never seen this before in my life.
1, 2, 3, fork? No. We don't have that.
So spoons?
They do have spoons, but yeah, one of the guys we were with, Joe. I'm gonna call him out. Joe.
Come on, Joe.
Doesn't know how to use chopsticks. He got pretty good by the end of the week, but like
just YouTube it.
Eating the rice was rough watching. It was watching like
you're all just sitting there watching him do
and
this.
And he's just like it was like he'd start out great every meal. He'd start out fine, and then halfway through the meal, he would like reach a point where like
the dexterity is just
he'd
gone.
be like, wait, what? And like then it became like a running joke. Like he literally like at without fail, halfway through the meal, he would forget how to use his chopsticks. And he would just like end up like
brother's rebooting halfway through the day. He ran out of RAM.
So good. Yeah, man. That shit was hilarious.
Dude, that's always like my favorite thing is like for me, the hardest part is the initial use. Yeah. Because I'm always like I'm trying to like set it up in my hand and then it doesn't feel right. Yeah. But it works.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, fine. And then like over it, I get to about halfway through the meal and I'm like proficient again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, great, there we go.
Exactly.
And like I even have like my own ramen bowls and chopsticks like at home. Yeah. Like the bowl literally has like the holes through it and stuff that you stick them through. Yeah. It's like pristine.
That's incredible.
And so I'm just like, I've gotten good at them. Yeah. But no matter what, I always immediately forget
just
how
like
to do
right
it.
Off the bat.
Yes.
Like, fuck.
Like as soon as I get them, it's just like someone emptied my recycle bin and I was like, No, that's what it is. Like you get it, and then like one is way too long than the other.
Like so you reset them.
Yeah, so you like just like stick them into the bowl until they're even, and you're like, okay, yeah, that works. And then like you're going, you're like, and they're like, that doesn't feel right, and then you do it, and you're like,
there it is. It like clicks, and you're like,
yeah, and then everything's fine, and then I'm just shoveling it in my mouth. Yeah, I eat everything with chopsticks way too fucking fast.
As you should.
Which is like
it's kind of how it's designed.
I feel like it's supposed to be the opposite though. Like you only grab like a little bit each time, but you grab it like very fast. You know, where like with a fork, you're eating pasta or something. Mm-hmm. You put the thing in there, you spin it up. You get a big ass you get like a huge ass piece. Eat that. But like with chopsticks, you're just like shoop, 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 and then you're done.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like, sorry to keep talking about Japan.
No, man, this is the Japanese episode.
But like everyone that we'd be sitting in a restaurant and then there'd be like a group that came in well after we had already ordered. They would sit down, they'd order, they'd get their food. Well, we already had our food. Be fucking out the door, bro. We sat and we had ramen. We were at this ramen place. It's not like we're in like a huge hurry, so like it's not like we're eating super fast, but like we have our food by the time this group of like school kids walks in, right? That's the thing. They just let kids do everything there. They're just like chilling by themselves.
There's just like a social construct of like everybody's just good to each other, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So this group of like 5 like 14 to 15-year-old boys come in. They order their ramen. We already had our ramen. They get their food. They all like immediately they just like put something up on their phones, and they were out of there. Like it was crazy. And
they don't talk to each other at all. That's hilarious.
They're just. Bah. Everyone was so fast with the chops. Like they ate so quickly. It was very interesting. Like and like there's all sorts of cultural things around the eating too. Like slurping is not considered. Slurping's actually not slurping is considered rude. Yeah. Like if you slurp, that's like I'm enjoying this. But like it was just so funny. The restaurant is just silent. You should.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You got to get it in your mouth somehow, man. Come on.
Yeah. God. Oh, I love Japan, bro.
Right? You get like one of those like I Heart New York shirts.
Yeah.
It's like I Heart JP.
I Heart JP.
Yeah.
John Paul Pope.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's any other. Josh Paul.
Jai Paul.
Joshua Patrick.
Josh Pattinson.
There you go.
He's in. What is he in? That's an actor, right?
I mean, Robert Pattinson.
Who am I thinking of?
I was like, who the fuck is Josh Pattinson? You were like so confident in saying that I was just like, wait, is there someone that I'm not remembering?
Who am I thinking of? Josh Hutcherson.
Ah, yeah,
That's
the guy in
what it
Five
is.
Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, yes,
and
dude.
and PETA.
And PETA. Yeah.
Megan was like, she watched like the trailer for it, and she was like, I'm not really that excited about it. I didn't play the games, like, whatever. And then like she watched the trailer, and Josh Hutcherson walks out, and she fucking loves him.
She's like,
and
okay,
she was
I'm
like,
excited.
all right, I'm sold.
Yeah.
But like, dude, the fucking like animatronics of them, I was like, wait, this looks good. What the fuck,
crazy.
dude?
I mean, dude, they know that if they don't do it justice, that they're gonna just like.
The thing too is I'm pretty sure Eli Roth is directing it.
Oh,
which
really?
Insane choice, an unhinged choice. Why would you pick Eli Roth to direct this movie? That's crazy.
I'm also wondering, like, I mean, obviously,
Not a bad thing.
No.
Mind you.
I'm wondering if like how hard they're gonna go, because the lore, like the games themselves, they're pretty like, and the
tame.
lore, yeah, the games themselves are tame. They're just like but
Yeah.
like the lore is pretty gruesome, and it's like predominantly like a fan base of like
Children.
teenagers and
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
especially with all the merch and stuff. So I'm wondering like how they're gonna lean into it, what they're gonna do with the rating. I mean, A24 is directing it, which is like,
again, it's Eli Roth. This guy almost got one of his movies banned because it was too gruesome.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, are they gonna alienate their child fan base, or are they gonna try to make it PG-13 and like make it more, like, I don't know. So like, I feel like they haven't shown enough of the trailer was such a teaser that it wasn't even really anything. But
it did the fucking job where I was just like, oh, I'm actually like excited for this now. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to see what they do with it, because it's such a huge, like, the franchise. Like, I feel like the fans are diehard, and if you fuck this up, like, A24 attaching themselves to this is gonna.
I'm also like concerned too, because online like teen gamer kids, not really known for enjoying things.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned that if, regardless of what they get, they're gonna be like, I fucking hate this,
For sure.
and just tank it.
For sure.
So like, because for some reason they have this weird ownership where like, I want this and I better get this.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, it's not your movie. Somebody else is making this movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
Stuff.
That is a very toxic fan base that that with a very like beloved lore, like a beloved IP that you're making. So like, it'll be rocky, but I'm very
that is why I'm like kind of like, I think Eli Roth can do it pretty well. Like, that dude's like really good at making fucking horror movies.
I hope so.
They're a lot, but like, I think he was a good choice for it, and I'm excited for it.
Did you ever see Willy's Wonderland?
No.
Well, Willy's Wonderland? I think that's what it's called. The one with Nick Cage?
No.
Oh, dude. So
What?
you should watch it. It's interesting. And that's what I'm wondering, like, I hope it's not like that, because like, I hope it's still like silly enough, but like, anyways, Willy's Wonderland is it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like this guy who is like down on his luck, needs an odd job, and there's like this dilapidated like pizzeria type thing with animatronics that needs to be cleaned
this does
at
sound
night.
familiar.
It's like a few years old, but
Okay.
Nick Cage is like, he basically is like the night janitor and is locked in, and then these animatronics start coming to life, and he starts just absolutely murking them, killing them. But like, it was funny,
Five Nights
like
at
it was good, but it was like intentionally gimmicky. You know, and I don't want the movie's gonna be whatever it's gonna be, but like, I don't want it for some reason. I don't want it to be like gimmicky.
I feel like you have to have a certain level of camp though,
for sure.
like,
Totally.
for this kind of a thing. But like, there is a line that I always have like with horror movies that are inherently campy, where it's like, you can go over the edge, and then you kind of lose me. Where again, there is a group of people who really like that style of like campy horror. My girlfriend being one of them. But like, I like when there's like a happy medium.
Yeah.
Where like, wow, that was really silly,
Yes.
but it looked really great, and I liked that.
Yeah.
But like, that's
a hard gray area. It's
Yeah.
tough, so we'll see.
Yeah, and to each their own. Everybody has their own line of camp to realism. I think Evil Dead kind of towed that pretty nicely.
For sure.
You know,
For
like
sure.
where I mean the original ones are campy as fuck. Like
Super
if you go back
campy.
and watch them, they're
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yeah.
But like the new one was kind of like a perfect like right in the center.
yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
that's what I'm kind of hoping happens with
I
this.
really hope so, man.
Yeah, especially given that it's like inherently, like you said, their audience is younger people.
Yeah.
That like you're gonna have to have a certain level of campy like
Sure.
weirdness to
Yeah.
just like not show kids like beheadings.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
like that kind of
exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm excited.
We'll see.
It's been a good year, and it's going to continue being a good year for cinema.
That's a fact.
A factoid.
That's an absolute factor-rooney.
Yeah, dude.
Diablo 6 also comes out. Good
6?
5? 4? 4. Not 6, sorry.
4, yeah.
Not
I was just
6.
like, wait a minute,
Not
did I
6.
miss?
I flipped around the IV and the VI.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Diablo 4.
Roman
so-
numerals are fucking hard, dude.
They're
I was thinking
hard.
about that the other day where I was just like, how do these motherfuckers be like,
They're like, yes, this is what that means.
Jesus.
I.
We are in a much better scenario with our Arabic numbers.
Yeah, man. Fucking
Just way better.
cannot imagine writing like 17 things just to write like 2014.
Yeah, crazy. It's like every time I see like the copyrights on movies where it's like MCM XVII, and
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck
yeah.
you, dude. Just write the goddamn
Right,
number.
2017. That's so fucked up.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you doing to me?
Yeah, that's so funny.
Man.
Anyways, yeah, good year for cinema. Good year for video games.
Good year for travel.
Good year for travel.
Maybe. We'll see.
Good year for tires.
Yep.
And that's that.
Good year for blimps.
Good year for blimps. Nice. Well, we've reached the end of our journey today. We hope you've all learned something. We hoped you all,
Can come to appreciate cultural differences and the things that make us human.
exactly. Because there are many facets of life and many facets of culture, and every person experiences them in their own way.
Oh, fucking print that shit. Send it out.
Send it out. Anyways, we love you guys. This has been episode 95 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast. We're closing in on 100.
Very
and
close.
We'll see y'all next time.
Middle of the day. Middle of the week. Peace.